Pope Francis set foot in San Jose del Monte on an early April morning when the dawn light still lay faint on the cement roof tiles. He walked slowly across the schoolyard, where small groups of children waited in silence, their eyes a mix of wonder and excitement. There were no ceremonial fences or formal rows of chairs, only worn desks and a wall modelled with fading paint. Pope Francis knelt among them, lifted each tiny hand to his lips, and whispered words of peace. A few stifled sobs rang out, and he immediately embraced each child as if they truly were his own. In that moment, the space blossomed with familial warmth, where loneliness and loss seemed to give way to hope. The next day, he invited the children into a small room decorated with a painting of Jesus welcoming little ones. In his hands were the handmade cards they had drawn themselves, scrawled messages, starry skies and bright hearts. Pope Francis gave each child back their card inscribed with lines like, "I always believe in you, I pray for you every night." Those simple words infused with love brought tears to the eyes of onlookers. From that corner, pure laughter erupted as the children proudly showed off their cards, treating them like priceless treasures. After that emotional opening, he led the children back out to the schoolyard to teach them sacred hymns. The first notes sounded awkward, but gradually blossomed into rhythm. Pope Francis sang along, occasionally guiding bent knees or outstretched feet as if teaching toddlers to walk. The air buzzed with life. A breeze fluttered loose pages of notebooks carrying the scent of fragrant grasses. When the song ended, he asked the children to raise their hands in promise, "We will live in love as Christ teaches." It was a humble pledge, but it forged a powerful bond between their spiritual father and his orphan children. That afternoon, Pope Francis spent his time speaking with the oldest group, 13 adolescents on the brink of adulthood. Among them sat William, by the window, a serious face but bright eyes. The Pope asked about his dreams, his nighttime fears, and his desire to become a doctor to heal others. William chattered through his hopes, then looked up with tears in his eyes. "Father, I will study hard so that one day you will be proud of me." Pope Francis nodded, placed a hand on his shoulder and whispered, "I believe in you. Let love be your guide." That promise etched itself deep within William's heart, an unbreakable vow. As dusk fell, he and the children lit candles to pray for their lost families and for those still suffering. The flickering flames under the porch danced across innocent faces. Pope Francis read aloud each child's name, reminding them, "We are not alone, for we have God and one another." A gentle church bell pealed from the nearby chapel, affirming the power of love and faith. That night, San Jose del Monte lay in peace, marking the beginning of a long journey of companionship and hope. The following morning's sunlight filtered through the large window, mingling with the bells calling to morning prayer. In the silent dormitory, Pope Francis appeared beneath the ivory dome, walking slowly among the children. He led their early morning hymn hour with Ave Maria, his warm voice echoing down the corridor. William, still 13, stood toward the back, quietly looking up in deep reverence. After the hymn, the group assembled again in the schoolyard beneath the sign, Hope School. There, Pope Francis gently taught them to read classical poetry and told gospel stories in everyday language, encouraging questions and sharing dreams. William hesitated, then read a poem about hope in a trembling voice that earned applause from the class. Pope Francis smiled, placed a hand on his shoulder and said, "I am proud of you, William. Trust in your own abilities." At the midday heat, the volunteer kitchen buzzed with activity as the serving team arrived. Pope Francis himself helped dish out piping chicken soup, soft bread and fresh seasonal fruit. William volunteered to ladle soup, serving each friend. The moment William bowed his head, hands trembling with the tray, Pope Francis watched with affectionate eyes. "You're doing wonderfully," he whispered when William placed a bowl before a younger child. Laughter and chatter intertwined, filling the small dining hall with familial warmth. William looked around, feeling prouder and happier than he ever had. That afternoon, Pope Francis inaugurated the calligraphy corner of Compassion in a white-draped hall.